Joins the global customs community in celebrating and recognizing customs officials towards enforcement and compliance, border protection and trade facilitation. This year's theme is nurturing the next generation, promoting a culture of knowledge sharing and professional pride in customs. World Customs Day was observed at Oshikango border post in the Ohangwena region. And joining us on the line to reflect on World Customs Day is the Senior Manager of Trade Facilitation and Compliance at NamRA, Victoria Weyulu. Victoria, good evening and welcome to the Daily Roundup.
Good evening and thank you very much for having me.
Victoria, talk to us about the significance of International Customs Day.
Well, International Customs Day is celebrated by all customs administrations annually on January 26th. The annual celebration is important for two reasons. First, International Customs Day marks the establishment of the World Customs Organization with the inaugural session of the Customs Cooperation Council on 26 January 1953, which is today called the World Customs Organization. And second, the annual event is also meant to acknowledge the role and the responsibilities that customs officials play in ensuring the smooth flow of goods across world borders.
This is the first time that NamRA is celebrating this day outside Windhoek since the inception of NamRA 2 years ago. Why Oshikango?
That's a very good question. But choosing the Oshikango border post was deliberate because it is one of our flagship and our oldest land borders. And in addition to this, there is also a hive of business activities that are taking place at this border town, which significantly impact the ability for the agency to collect revenue on behalf of the state and, of course, to facilitate legitimate trade for the country.
And what would you consider some of the main achievements or milestones for NamRA thus far?
So for us as NamRA, I think there are many reasons for us to celebrate this day, particularly owing to the many achievements made by our customs officials in various offices and entry points across the country in the past 12 months. So these include the implementation of various customs modernization programs, such as the launch of the Authorized Economic Operator Program and the implementation of the advanced ruling, the SADC Electronic Certificate of Origin, the Container Control Program, and the Unique Consignment Reference, which we will be launching soon. So during the year or the past 12 months, our customs officers also managed to intercept various consignments containing illicit products that are harmful to our society. It is also important to note that the actual revenue collected from customs and excise amounted to 3.6 billion. And of course, this excludes the SACU receipts that we also receive on an annual basis. So for us, these were important achievements and great reasons to celebrate International Customs Day.
Victoria, customs officials are sometimes viewed by some members of the public as corrupt, especially around issues of clearing consignments at the border. How has NamRA been dealing with changing that perception by these members of public?
No, I quite fully understand and agree that the perception of customs officials has not always been the most positive. But I want to assure our stakeholders that NamRA is now guided by a value of integrity, which means that we have set for ourselves high ethical standards in the execution of our duties and strive to do what is right in all circumstances. So in line with this key value, we are in the process of implementing internal measures to make sure that we address causes or issues related to corruption. To do this, we have also established an internal affairs division within NamRA, which is responsible for ensuring that NamRA officials uphold this key value of integrity. And I think it is important to underscore that stakeholders are invited to report any concerns related to corruption to the agency so that we are able to tackle this, thereby also changing the perception that the public has of customs officials.
We understand, Victoria, that you also launched the new customs uniform today. Tell us a bit more.
Yes, indeed. We launched the new combat uniform for our customs officials today to enhance their uniformity and brand visibility amongst our officers. So the combat uniform consists of blue trousers and a shirt, boots and a belt with a gold buckle, epaulets and caps. The uniform also comes with a winter jacket with retro reflective stripes, and it has a customs emblem and a NamRA logo, which are displayed on most items. So all of these visibility that you see were designed by our own staff. And for us, it is important because they raise the profile of our customs officers in their professional capacity. So for us, this is really a great achievement to make sure that they also serve with passion, but also serve with confidence in what they are presenting to the public.
Going forward, how does NamRA plan to nurture the next generation and promote a culture of knowledge sharing and professional pride in customs?
That is the most important question today, particularly because we are celebrating International Customs Day under the theme of nurturing the next generation and promoting a culture of knowledge, sharing, and professional pride in customs. Well, from our various departments, we have created initiatives where we continuously engage with our stakeholders, but also platforms where we are able to call on our stakeholders to participate in value-adding activities. So a few weeks ago, our Department of Strategic Communications and Stakeholder Support even invited the public to submit written submissions on certain customs matters and tax matters that pertain to Namibia. So we see this as a platform to encourage knowledge sharing among Namibians, but also especially among our young Namibians who are still at universities and at schools. So at the same time, we also have an internship policy whereby we encourage especially graduates to join NamRA and to see and to understand what the tax environment looks like so that they are able to facilitate and, of course, be able to disperse that knowledge with the rest of the Namibian community.
Victoria Weyulu, thank you so much for your time this evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, colleagues. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we have our health. Stay with us.